Started. Welcome everybody to our next installment of Take a Virtual Vacation. Tonight we are journeying to the beautiful island of St. Lucia. Joining me tonight are Candace, our travel agent from Detroit.
Hello.
And we've got Hortensia Joseph with us from the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. So before we begin, to give you a little bit of background for those of you who are new to us, let me share my screen with you. Who we are. Okay, again, I went through myself and Candace. We've got Susan Schaefer, who's from the Nashville, Tennessee area, who's not able to join us tonight, along with Barbara Oliver and Gil Sherman from Southern California, who aren't able to join us tonight. The five of us got together back when everything started with COVID. We were tired of looking at our same four walls. You turn on the TV, all you're hearing is about the virus, and the rioting. And, you know, we got together saying we need to do something to get out of our own headspace, out of the negativity. And we decided to launch Take a Virtual Vacation. And we've been doing this, like I said, since mid-April. And some of you have been on with us from the very beginning. So welcome back. And to those of you who are new to us, welcome. Now, where you can find us, we do have a Facebook group called Take a Virtual Vacation. We also have a YouTube channel where you can find our previously recorded sessions. And for those of you in the Tampa, Middle Tennessee, or Detroit area, you can also find us through Meetup with Eat, Drink, Travel. Candace has already done an in-person event, which is pretty cool in the Detroit area. You want to tell us a little bit about how that went, Candace?
Yeah, we had a bunch of people who came out, and we were allowed to be on like an outdoor patio situation. It was a lot of fun, and we're going to be planning another one the first weekend, or that first later part of the weekend in October. And I think we're going to try and do some cider mills. So we're going to do a tour of the local cider mills.
Cider and donuts. I missed that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Here in Florida, they just reopened the bars to 50% capacity starting yesterday. So we'll be getting something on the book soon. And I will put our information in the chat as to where you can find us as well. For those of you who have questions throughout the presentation, please put them in the chat and we will answer them at the end. So without further ado, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to turn it over to Hortensia to take it away.
Hold on. One second. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta love technology, right?
Too much technology. I'll give you this second. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. Please let me know when you could see my screen.
Yep,
we can see it. We can see the background there. Not the presentation yet, but your desktop.
For some reason, it's not coming through. Okay. Okay, so are we there?
Yes.
Okay, just want to say pleasant good evening to everybody. Some of you might still be on afternoon time. Some of you might be on evening time. Some of you might be on happy hour time. It's happy hour everywhere. I just want to say welcome to everyone. Thanks for joining us. And I just want to thank Maria and her team for putting this all together and giving us a great opportunity to showcase the beautiful island of St. Lucia, the island that definitely inspires you. And I'll take you there the best way I know how, virtually. My name is Hortensia Joseph. I'm one of the sales managers for the USA for the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. As of June 4th, St. Lucia is back. We welcome visitors from the USA. And as of July 9th, a lot of our international flights started coming back to St. Lucia. So it is so great to be back. So what really inspires you? If you have something that really inspires you, you could put it in the chat and we could discuss it later, but I'll tell you what inspires me. How about a chocolate massage? That's one of the things that I love to do when I get on St. Lucia. We make our own chocolate, so we could afford to cover you with it. Just think of that warm chocolate cascading down your body, all right? And when they rinse it off with that warm water, it's absolutely amazing. Another thing that really inspires me is to go to our hot springs, the sulfur springs in Soufriere, and just take that hot mud, sulfur mud, and rub it all over your body. If you have ever been to our sulfur springs or any sulfur springs, you will know how invigorating that is. It's like your own natural spa in the midst of all the natural settings. Or how about a getaway with your girlfriend? Staying up all night, telling each other's secrets, sipping mimosas all night. That could inspire you. I know it really inspires me. So if those don't inspire you, let's let her inspire you. Sorry.
She's been watching, waiting, wondering when the sands of time will give way to a tide of change, and for yesterday and today to become a new tomorrow. For a time when her sun can kiss the cheeks of your loved one and her stars can twinkle in her honeymoon skies. When her earthly embrace will reassure and calm your soul. And her unique view can change your whole perspective. Proudly, she has risen to meet new challenges and to provide safe harbor to all who reach her shores. For her hopes and dreams still stand, shoulder to shoulder, a precious reminder of experiences yet to come. So, wherever your moments and memories take you, let her sense of adventure set you free. She is St. Lucia. Let her inspire you.
And definitely, ladies and gentlemen, she will inspire you. Why St. Lucia, you may ask? It's perfect for all. A very relaxing escape, great weather year-round, 80 to 85 degrees year-round, a wide variety of things to do. You could go scuba diving, snorkeling, zip lining. One of my favorite activities, just laying on the beach and play dead. We have a world-class accommodation, something to suit just about everybody. If you've been to St. Lucia, you'll know it's one of the friendliest destinations in the world. Come in and meet our very friendly, warm, welcoming people. We're located between the islands of Martinique and St. Vincent, Martinique to the north, St. Vincent to the south, and the furthest islands east of us is Barbados. So we're in the southern eastern Caribbean. We're very fortunate to have two airports. The airport in the north is George Charles Airport, and that's coded SLU. And the one in the international airport in the south is coded UVF. Just think about it. UVF, you are very far. Our international airport is in the south, but the majority of our hotels are located in the north. So this is a great way to, remember the code for the international airport, UVF, when you booking St. Lucia. We have great flights from all major gateways. We have American Airlines with flights out of Miami, Delta with nonstop flights out of Atlanta. We have JetBlue with nonstop flights out of JFK. And of course, when the season starts up again, you'll see nonstop flights with United out of Newark and most probably Chicago. The island is 238 square miles, 27 miles long, 14 miles wide, with 180,000 beautiful people. Of course, minus me, because I'm here. Our languages, our official language is English, but once you come on the island, you'll hear something that sounds a little funny. It's French Creole, it's a French dialect. So if somebody wanna say, "Sakafet, how you doing?" Right, Sakafet, easy. They just wanna say, "How you doing?" And how would you respond? Muela, meaning I'm here, I'm there. So once you get on the island and you hear all of that strange sounding sounds coming out of people, it's our French dialect. For entry requirements to the island, Americans are the only ones that actually travel without a passport in the past. But right now, everyone needs a passport to travel. So you need a valid passport. We're saying if your passport is 3 months on the date of departure to St. Lucia, you could travel with it. Especially now people are anxious. It's not easy to get your passport renewed, even as an American. So if it's 3 months or less, we are saying that you could still travel with it as long as it is valid. Our official currency is the EC dollar, Eastern Caribbean currency. And think about it, it's equivalent to 2.70. So once you get on the island, you're almost 3 times richer, all right? The US dollar is widely accepted on the island, of course. In terms of coming to St. Lucia, especially during COVID, we know these are trying times. St. Lucia have been managing the whole COVID situation excellent for now, I must say. We have had 27 cases, totally recovered, and of course, no fatalities. And only because that we have put in very strict protocols in, we have a great team behind us. On arrival or before you arrive on St. Lucia, you would need a COVID test. And you'll need to take that COVID test 7 days in advance of travel, and you have to get a negative results. So 7 days, right? Within 7 days, you have to take the test and get the results within those 7 days. You also have to complete the pre-registration form with at least 3 days before you travel. That form could be found on our website, www.stlucia.org/COVID-19. That, once you get an auto response from that, and you will get an approval, you need to print it and take a copy with you. Also print your COVID negative test results and take it with you. Please note that masks are worn throughout our airports, taxis, and all public areas. The form is pretty easy. This is what you're gonna find online. All they need is your name, address, date of travel, your home address, the countries that you've visited, if you're coming outside of the bubble, and all US travelers are coming outside of the bubble, all right? So you'll say yes, and it will take you back through the form, and you'll just submit it. Once you submit it, at least 3 days beforehand, and then once you get your COVID test, most people receive it maybe the day before they leave, you email the COVID test to the 2 addresses at the bottom of the form. Pretty easy. On arrival, we do touchless temperature checks, and that's done through the airport. You will see social distancing marks all through the airport, immigration, customs, and right through the airport. If you are on arrival, if you do not have one of our COVID certified properties booked, that's the only time you would have to go into 14-day quarantine. If you identify during contact tracing with a patient, that you have been in contact with a patient that is positive, then you would have to go into 14-day quarantine. So we just don't put people into quarantine. If you follow the protocol, you have your COVID test, you fill out the form. Once you get to the airport, you don't have a temperature, you have no symptoms, you go straight to your hotel. Transportation, pretty easy. Our helicopter service is back and they are running from the southern airport to the northern airport. It's only 12 minutes. So it's a great option for you guys to get to the northern airport. The furthest hotel from the northern airport is probably about 20 minutes. Car rentals are not permitted during phase 1, and we are in phase 1. You may see phase 2 coming up around October 5th. We're hoping to stick to the plan. So car rentals are not permitted now, but we do have certified taxis available at the airport. All arrivals have to take a certified taxi. Only certified taxis will operate. The drivers have to wear certification ID. Drivers will provide sanitizers for their clients. Vehicles will be sanitized before every movement, and the mask have to be worn right throughout your journey. And of course, we have about 500 taxi drivers that have already been certified. So definitely they're ready and waiting for you. And this is just a small diagram that will give you the entire protocol at a glance. And that's available on our website. So that's the protocol. Pretty easy, but it keeps us very nice, tight. And of course, we are handling that COVID situation. Is not easy. Who do you sell St. Lucia to? Of course, St. Lucia is known as the romance capital of the Caribbean. We sell to dive enthusiasts and adventure seekers, families. I'll tell you about our resorts that cater more to families, people that are traveling for culinary reasons, health and wellness, festivals like our jazz festival, our carnival festival, for yachting. People travel for all different reasons, and St. Lucia is that destination. We have lots of activities such as horseback riding, scuba diving. We have 16 international dive sites. We are PADI affiliated. We have night dives, wreck dives, shore dives, name it. We are ready for your dive enthusiasts. We have created more baths within our sulfur springs, where we noticed people used to come in and just splash the water on their face and try to get a mud scrub and all that kind of stuff. But then we realized that people actually wanted to soak. So we have created the bath so they could actually soak into that sulfur water. You spend half an hour into that sulfur water, you will feel fantastic afterwards. Very invigorating. We have an 18-hole championship golf course, and of course the 9-hole at Sandals Golf Latok. For your gastronomic seekers, we have that fine dining, award-winning chefs, international cuisine, name it, we have it on the island. Parent Magazine named us 2004 as the best destination for families. At that time, we were saying, don't leave the kids home, take them with you. We will take care of them for you. We have programs to take care of the kids, lots of activities for the kids to do, lots of activities for the families. We have resorts with a dining hour in the more luxury restaurants for the kids. So we know how to take care of families. In terms of festivities, we have our jazz festival that's being held every year in May, Carnival in July, where we celebrate our culture, the spirit of St. Lucia, where the ladies dance in those 2-piece costumes. We also have a 1-piece for men, of course. And it's a great time to be on the island, wearing those beautiful costumes, dancing in the streets senselessly for 2 days. It is a lot of fun. If you want to learn more about our calypso music and calypso dancing, this is the time to do it. Over the last 25 years, St. Lucia have been known 11 times as the world's honeymoon destination. Some of our resorts do at least one wedding a day, only because they want to personalize it, of course, but they know what they're doing. St. Lucia was made for romance, of course. We have made it pretty easy for you to get married on the island. There's no residency. All you have to do is get a wedding consultant or a wedding consultant at your resort, send them all the original documents or copies of your documents. They process it for you. All you need is one business day for the registrars to come in and see your original documents, and then you're ready to get married. Whether it's a destination wedding, honeymoon, vow renewal, bachelor party, we do it all. You know, unique proposals, we set it up all for you. So all you have to do is to pick that location. And we always know location is key. Whether it's the beaches, on a catamaran, the waterfalls, we have one of the best cathedrals in the middle of the city. So you have to pick that location. Last year, or was it last year? Last year, yeah. One of our agents from Canada actually decided that she wanted to do something very exclusive. She picked the location and we discussed it, and she wanted to get married underwater. It have never been done before, ladies and gentlemen, but this is them under the water accepting their vows. So you tell us what you want, we personalize it, and we make it happen. At first, when we accepted the challenge, we didn't know how we were going to make it happen, but you give us that challenge, we make it happen. And that's them after they accepted their vows. It's absolutely incredible. As a matter of fact, yesterday they celebrated their first anniversary, which is fantastic. I mean, you tell us what you want, we personalize your vacation or your honeymoon for you. So these are the standard documents that you need, whether it's a passport, birth certificate, etc., etc. The only most important thing is that if your documents are in another language, it has to be translated and authenticated back in English. We have a wide variety of accommodations, something to suit just about everybody's pocket. And since COVID, our hotels had to be trained. The hotels, the staff, management, everybody had to be COVID certified. So you'll see that label on a lot of their, as they open up, on a lot of their marketing material or whatever, you'll see that label on, which means they are certified. They've gone through the training. The staff have gone to the training as to how to handle your guests, keeping themselves safe and the guests. So we have had Anne Chasney, Bay Gardens, just to name a few, Ladera's, the Sandals Resorts, just a couple of them, Windjammer, just to name a few. Those are the hotels that have already been certified. When you come to St. Lucia as a visitor, you have to book one of these certified hotels, and that you would have to include the registration number on your form before you could even complete the form. And of course, just to go for a few, give you an example of what they look like. The beautiful Anne Chasney Resorts, they do 49 rooms, some of them pretty open, just a few of them pretty open. They're the ones who started that open concept in some of the rooms. The picture on your right to the bottom, the picture is not a photograph of the pitons. This is your view from your room of the pitons. And of course, they're in the southern part of the island, so they have a black sand beach. They kind of grow everything. Talk about organic and farm to table. That's what you get when you sit at Anne Chasney. And of course, the sister property to that is Jade Mountain. The picture does it absolutely no justice. It's, the Jade Mountain has 29 sanctuaries, and they all have a perfect view of the pitons. They're about 1,500 square feet of space, your own infinity pool, your own jacuzzi, your own showers with the jets. So they've taken the open concept to a very luxury feel, okay? And that's what you would get with the Jade Mountain. And the service is absolutely extraordinary. For your clients that are looking for something small, quaint, in the Rodney Bay area, we talk about Bay Gardens Beach Resort. I always consider that my home away from home. They have join-in rooms for people that are traveling with families. Sometimes you have, you know, you have a couple and maybe 3 children. Nobody ever know what to do with that extra child. So they have those join-in rooms that they could share. You get an extra bed in the little living room area. You get a kitchenette, 2 bedrooms. You configure the beds the way you want. And it's a great place. They're on a 2-mile stretch of beach in the northern part of the island in Rodney Bay, walking distance away from our casinos, the nightlife, lots of activities. And of course, they are the only ones with the jungle gym on the water, which is fantastic for families and kids. We see more adults on there than the kids, come to think of it. And of course, the rooms are pretty exquisite. They have done a lot of work on the rooms. They look absolutely beautiful. And then we have Serenity. Serenity is a Serenity at Coconut Bay is the adults only side of Coconut Bay. Some of luxury part of the property. They have about 26 private villas, great for adults only. Beautiful suites. Each suite comes with its own plunge pool, which is nice. And they're about 5 minutes away from the airport. If you're on a good day, you could just roll your little suitcase right up to the property. I wouldn't advise it, but because it's going to be hot. But I mean, that's how beautiful and spacious. And the villas are spacious. They are from 1,200 to 1,900 square feet of space, really. So if your clients are looking for something very luxurious near the airport, not too far to travel, this is perfect. And of course, the Coconut Bay Resort have just opened or just been certified as we speak. So you'll see the opening soon. And look at that, the rooms are beautiful. Your own, I mean, plunge, your own jacuzzi within your room, lots of space, luxury, you know, the space creates that luxury, and you have that. And we have Ladera. Ladera Resort is the property in the south. They're the ones who started the open concept. Very rustic, unlike what you'll see at Anchasney, a little of what you see at Anchasney, but unlike what you'll see at the Jade Mountain. The entire resort, every room is open, only have 3 walls. The 4th wall is your scenery, the birds. You hear the birds chirping, you get a view of the Pitors. You have the Sugar Beach property right at the bottom. So you see that beautiful beach, you have that infinity view of the ocean. Really depends on where you're located, and each one very unique. And of course, they have one of the most beautiful restaurants called Dasheen. Dasheen was where Oprah sat, and she sat in that restaurant and go, woo, those Piton Mountains, especially the one that you see here, is one of the majestic things that you must see in a lifetime. All right, she was like 7 wonders of the world. I don't know what the other 6 were, but I know she said St. Lucia, Piton Mountains was one of those that you must see. And she was sitting at Ladera when she saw that. So if you want exquisite food, even if you're staying in the north and you take a tour down south, always stop off at Ladera for lunch. It's something that I do, and it's absolutely incredible. And of course, we have our Sandals resorts. You could play at one and stay at all 3. Right now, Sandals Grand and Sandals La Toc are the only ones open. Sandals Halcyon will be opening sometime in November. As they say, you stay at one, you play at all 3. You have over 27 restaurants to choose from. Beautiful beaches, lots of activities. Sandal Grand actually have the first overwater bungalows, right, in the Caribbean. And you see them here. They are absolutely beautiful. And of course, they have the over-the-water chapel in there too. At La Toc, beautiful property, pretty much spread out. I usually say if you just want to lay back, relax, just stay in the Bluff area, which you see on the right here. The Bluff area houses a great Italian restaurant that sells breakfast to dinner, and you don't have to go far. But for the price, free for the price of one, it's worth it to experience just about each and every one of their restaurants, to tell you the truth. Explore. It's a great time to do it. And of course, the La Toc have the Millionaire Suites, which is very upscale, very exquisite, very luxury. And of course, you don't pay $1 million for it, but it does have $1 million view for sure. And it's a great time, the place where you could party and hang out, and they have their own activities, their own entertainment. You can move from one restaurant to the next. So that's available for you at the 3 Sandal properties. Excuse me. We also have Sugar Beach by Viceroy in the southern part of the island. It's one of our 5-star white glove diamond service properties. It's located between our Peter Mountains. Everything is almost pristine white. It is absolutely incredible. They do up to a 5-bedroom residency, which is great for families, great for people that want to get away, great for family reunions. They also have the, they also have the villas right on the beach. So for you guys that want to step out of your villa and be right on the sand, they give you that opportunity. And the rooms are just as exquisite and just as big. Look at the bathroom. All of us can live in it. It is so huge. So they give you that really luxury space. You get an iPad in your room so you could do everything virtually. If you want to make a reservation at the restaurant, you want to get your hair done, you want to go to the spa, and they have one of the most unique spas that I've ever seen. Okay, this spa is incredible. Each treatment room is like a tree house. So they build it within the nature of the environment. So everyone is a tree house. The spa is incredible. You go there, you just want to spend the entire day. Remind you when you're a child. And another sample of our beautiful accommodation is Windjammer Landing. Here you're seeing the new 3-bedroom, 4 bedrooms that's right off the beach. Right in the back of that, they have moved the spa. So you have the spa right there. You have the gym, which you probably don't want to use while you're on a vacation, but just in case, it's there. And of course, you're steps away from the ocean. Great for families, great for kids. Look at how much space. Nobody's bumping into anybody. They would do like a 3-bedroom up to a 4-bedroom, one of those on the beach. Each room has its own bathroom, walk-in closets, lots of space. You know how the kids like to be on their iPad, so everybody get their own little area. Great for families, great for reunions, great for if you're having a wedding party, destination wedding, you know, so everybody could share. If you have families like mine, you don't want them to share, so they have single rooms also. But if you have a family that everybody wants to be under one roof, and once you rent something like that and you have a destination party, you don't have to rent any additional space to do the get-togethers and the parties and the rehearsal dinners and the rehearsal cocktails. All the space is there for you. So that's one of our most beautiful villa setting properties. So for people that are looking for, because especially with COVID, people are looking for private settings and villas. This is a villa within a resort. So you do get all the services and the amenities, except that it's in a resort. So you still have the opportunity to go out and enjoy the restaurants and everything else. And you have everybody taking care of you 24/7. And of course, for the US, we do have a great team. The leader of the team is Richard Moss. We have Odile and Ernie and Raquel and myself. I'm based in the US. I'm not afraid to give you my telephone number because I always like people to, when they have an issue or don't have an issue, give me a call. Let me know that you're going to St. Lucia. What could you do? What's available? You want to send me an email? You could do that too. Most people hit me on Facebook. I don't mind. Just don't give me a whole story on Facebook. Just say, hey, Hortensia, can I call you? And I will send you my number. But I am very accessible, and available to both our trade and of course our clients that are ready to travel to St. Lucia. As you could see, there's just so much to do, so much accommodation available to you, and we are just here waiting to welcome you.
Thank you. I tell you, I really want to travel. I'm ready to go. My bags are packed.
I am ready to go too. Every time I do this, I'm getting to the point where I need to be on that beach. What am I doing?
Exactly. We do have a few questions that came in, and if anybody else has additional questions, feel free to put them in the chat.
Did anybody say what really inspired them?
Not that I'm seeing. You guys can throw that in the chat as well.
Okay.
Now that you've seen some of what St. Lucia has to offer, especially if you haven't been, please share with us. While we're waiting for that to come in, you mentioned the festivals. So are any of those going on now, or do they plan to have them?
Well, this year we didn't. This year we postponed all of them till next year. We haven't set a date for them as yet. But usually, if we do, we have the jazz in May, and the carnival is always the 3rd Monday and Tuesday of July. I'm hoping at least by next year we could have them.
Wonderful. But the rest of the different kind of off-property activities are available, or are most of the activities on property?
Gradually, we are adding activities like you could do the sulfur springs, you could climb the pitons, you could go to some of our waterfalls right now. We have a list on our website. Gradually, as of October, you'll see so much more as we learn how to keep social distancing and the hygiene and everything through all these activities. Then we're gonna put them back in operation.
Wonderful.
So
Another
we are
question,
definitely working on that.
like I said, I can't wait to go. Another question came in about when you were talking about the diving and the PADI affiliation. Can somebody get certified while there?
You could definitely get certified on St. Lucia. Sandals does it. What you call it? And Chesney with Scuba St. Lucia does it. So we have a few scuba shops that will be able to handle it for you. You start in right there in the pool. They practice you and sign you up, and then they take you out into the deep. But you could get certified on the island for sure.
Wonderful. And then another question came in with looking at the 2 properties that only have the 3 walls. How bad are the mosquitoes?
2 things. First, they give you a canopy over your bed, right? And then they use yellow lights. A lot of people don't know that. Yellow lights repel the mosquitoes, so they don't have a mosquito problem. Hardly. You just have to make sure when you go to bed, when you open the canopy, you don't bring them with you. So you might have that one mosquito being a pest all night, but usually the yellow lights repel them. That's why they use yellow lights in the room. It wouldn't be so bright, but at least it will repel them, the bugs, yeah.
And no worries of other animals.
And keep in mind that these properties are almost 1,000 feet above sea level.
True.
So that makes a difference, yeah.
No other animals getting in?
You might get a little lizard, a little gecko, a little, maybe a bird. How pretty is that? But no.
That sounds like Florida. They get into our houses down here.
It's like living in Florida. That's right.
No, Florida has the mosquitoes.
I'm talking about, because we'll get geckos and we'll somehow get in the house, and it's,
yeah, but yeah, we don't get, certain parts, and not only that, the properties actually do the bombing where they smoke them out at about just when you get off the beach and you go to your room to change from your swimsuit into dinnerwear. That's when they smoke the beach and they smoke the area. So nobody's infected, but at least the mosquitoes, they take care of the mosquitoes around that time.
Sure.
Perfect. Candace, did you have any questions?
No, that was the one question I had for her too, was about the resorts that have open areas into your bedroom specifically. I saw that beautiful 4-poster bed, and then I saw those nets and I thought,
It's not for everybody. You have to really pick that clientele.
Right.
But that kind of property is not for everybody, for sure. Yeah. I would love it for a couple of days, but remember, there are no phones, no televisions. You may get a 2-way pager to reach your butler, but right. Other than that, there is nothing else. So after 3 days, I would need to watch a little TV, that kind of way.
Everybody's different, right?
Yeah, so it's not for everybody. For me, for a few days, it will work, but after that, it may not work.
Exactly. Are there any additional questions, or what inspired you to visit St. Lucia, or have you been? Has anybody been before?
Have anybody been to St. Lucia, or what really inspires you? Anything that inspires you, you could tell us. For me here in Florida, when I cannot go to St. Lucia and do that chocolate massage and all of that, it's just me waking up to the quiet and having that quiet time with a nice cup of tea or coffee first thing in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Just quiet time. Nice cup of coffee. Even on early afternoon too, early evening, you could do it.
Depending on where you're located, with your windows open, you can listen to the waves crash.
Yes, amazing. And then you could do that in St. Lucia too. You're right on the water.
Right. Okay, so we have, Belinda, you're asking about the mud baths. What about them? Did you have something, is that what inspires you? Is that, you have a
Yeah,
question?
I think both Sonia and or Sonia and Belinda wrote in while they were asking about what inspires them to
Okay,
go.
so they said the mud baths.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the mud baths and chocolate massage sounds amazing, is what she Sonia.
Okay, so, and Kimberly is asking, what's a good dish to try there?
Our main dish in St. Lucia is, you will not believe it, is green bananas. They actually cook the bananas green, and they serve it with saltfish, which is like bacala, if you from under the Spanish section. Right, they serve it with, so they mix the saltfish with vegetables and peppers and onions, and like they stew it up, and they throw it onto the green bananas, and that's our favorite dish. That's our main dish for St. Lucia. It's not
Sounds
much, but it is absolutely delish.
What about cocktails and drinks? Share with us what I'm a foodie, so what's your specialty?
St. Lucia specializes in great fresh coconut water straight from the shell. That's what we do every morning. I know people that wake up every morning and go get that fresh coconut water. We also do lots of fresh juices, whether it's orange and passion fruit and mangoes. We during the summer season, we get a lot of mangoes, so we puree everything with a lot of fresh juices. And on the alcoholic side, we also have our great spirits. We brew our own Peter Bear. So we have our Peter Bear. We also brew Henneken on the island. So it's both of them. But I'm saying, if you come to St. Lucia, you have to try a Peter Bear. They're named after the Peter Mountains.
Oh, okay.
And of course, we have your Chairman's Reserve rum, your Admiral Rodney. All these found at our distillers in St. Lucia.
Wonderful. And so do they have any tours that people can do if they want?
There's actually a tour to the distillers that you could actually do and do a rum tasting.
So that's, yeah. So when I go anywhere, because I'm a foodie,
right,
I tour any place where they, are making anything, distilling, brewing, winery, whatever. And then we also will always go to any type of fresh, like farmer's market to see what some of the local people are selling, because we know that's what we're going to be eating that evening, likely too.
For sure. And that's one of the places I highly recommend that people go when they go to St. Lucia. And St. Lucian people are very passive. You go to other countries and you go into a local market and people tug and pull at you and they get very aggressive. In St. Lucia, you walk in there, it's very relaxing. You ask for price, they say no thank you. You get to taste some of our unique fruits, and vegetables unique to St. Lucia, our mangoes, our akis, our golden apples, lots of great fruits. And then we have the chocolate. The ladies have made the chocolate into a stick, and I'm talking about the raw essence of it.
Right.
You could take that with you and put it in a melting pot and actually make your own original hot chocolate. It's not chocolate that you could bite into and eat it. It's bitter. Right. It's the pureness of chocolate. Right. And then they put it in a bag for you with the little nutmeg and the spice that you'll need to put in there. You boil it all up and just all you have to do is add milk to it. And all that you'll get at the market, and you could take it home with you. Great spices, ginger spice, cinnamon, all kinds of spices you could get to take back with you. The fruits and the vegetables, you have to live there because you can't take that back.
Right.
Yeah, now not only do I want that chocolate massage, I'm hungry.
For some chocolate.
It is dinner time in the Detroit area.
And some of our resorts, you could actually do the chocolate tasting because some of them actually make their own chocolate.
Right. I think Jade Mountain does. Isn't that
Jade
one of
Mountain do a nice pairing with different wines and stuff and chocolate. But they do a session for their clients too. Yeah.
Yes. I got to try some of it actually when I was with one of the Jade Mountain business development managers. Had brought some into our group, and it was fabulous. Made me want to go too.
Definitely.
when this is all over, we're finally able to travel. That list is so long. I got to make sure that I'm like traveling 5-6 times a year and start getting these ticked off the list.
You'll need roller skates and 2 passports, not one. By the time you
Right.
come back, they'll be stamping the other one.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
Any other questions this evening? All right, so I did put in the chat the ways to get in touch with us, and you're welcome to save that. You can do that by clicking on the 3 little buttons that are on the bottom right.
And my information is also on the screen if you want to screenshot it. You know, people are getting very nervous about travel, so I sit here all day and I mean I actually answer a lot of clients. Before we work directly with the trade, and so that we could answer your questions so that you could deal with your clients. Now the clients are calling us directly because we are referring them to our website. Not like we are selling anything, we're actually just giving them information. So I would like my information available to everybody. If they have a question, they're getting ready to travel, they want to plan travel in St. Lucia. I gave out a lot of information today, but some of it they might not remember. They could always contact me directly.
I'll include it too in the email that goes out when we send the link to the replay.
Okay, great. You
know, because the thing is that that's what some people are ready to travel. Some people are kind of on the fence and they just need that reassurance when they're picking their destination.
That we are safe. You can see the protocol that we have put in. All our nationals that come into the country have to go under a 2-week quarantine before they go back in the community.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that keeps everybody clean. Our guests, when they come, they go straight into the resorts. They could enjoy the beaches. They could enjoy all the restaurants, the activities. If they leave the resort, they're taken from a certified taxi to whatever activities and taken back. So our contact tracing will be pretty easy if anything goes wrong.
That's good to know. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Thank you for Hortensia.
Thank you for this opportunity. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And next week, I hope you can join us. We are going to be visiting Flanders, Belgium, and it's more than just waffles, chocolate, and history. So, you know, talk about chocolate this week, talk about chocolate next week. I need to go get
I'm we're not eating it.
Then we head to the Orient, to Japan. So we are going to be chock full of fun stuff over the next couple of weeks here.
Great.
For anybody who has questions, please feel free to reach out. And remember, you can always find us too on Facebook with our Facebook group, Take a Virtual Vacation. Thanks again, everybody, for joining.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Hedis. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Hortensia.
Thank you.
You're welcome, everybody. Thanks again for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
It was a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.